In the beginning, God spoke. And God, I hope his voice sounded like thunder. Like that's where it got its name from. Like it reverberated inside of the sun's eardrums, I wonder. Well, did the Father turn to the pre-incarnate Word to ask him about the sound he'd heard? And did he smile and contemplate the earth while the Spirit confirmed their plans? And God said, let there be. And God did that unparalleled melody sustain into all eternity, while the Blessed Trinity joined in harmony to key in a void and formless land. As the expanse between earth and sky is deep and wide as the difference between dark and light. And did you stare at the stars like I stare at your night? And how bright do they shine from outside of time? And if there is no need for the suns in your kingdom, did you need them? See, I cannot fathom the winds and the waves, let alone the waves the winds make on that day that you say it is good. And no depraved gaze prays in your spirit's conversation with the creation you made. I can hardly see it. Even my imagination wanes against the death that deteriorates in my faith, but before a glass darkly. Behind Eden's gates, man walked hand in hand with his God, face to face. Imago Dei. Let's make man in our image, dust into clay, bestowing dignity to humanity. The potter crafted and shaped, and when you breathe life into him, was it a whirlwind? As in the beginning God spoke, and the heavens were made, and all their hosts by the breath of his mouth. And the details are speculation, but I picture your creation of man as glory that heavenly host sung about. His chest rises and falls against this cosmic anticipation, waiting to see him open his eyes for the first time. His eyes open and close, and if there was an expectation, it was exceeded in pupils, finally dilating to find God. God holding out his hand in a posture that hasn't changed, just like his plan hasn't changed since day one. And I like to think that they danced to the glory of his name, 3 in 1, as the breath in man's lungs, perfect. And God put him to work, and if only work were the work of the fall. A cultivator in the vein of his creator, tended to the garden, invited to enjoy it all, save one thing. And that's freedom, man. Unparalleled pleasure sustained within boundaries. Just do not go near that tree. Its fruit is divisive. Its knowledge unseen, but not something that you need. So what you need? Now what you need is a helper, and here a twist of irony. The man is no good without his Eve. Will sleep deeply, deep sleeping. He fashioned what Adam never found among the beasts, and awoke from his peace. And apologetic for poetry, like the first words spoken were spoken words. At last, bone of my bone, and flesh of my flesh. One woman, one man, naked and unashamed to consummate the one plan that God had for his people. We call that equal. Like in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word watched Satan fall from heaven like lightning. And I bet that it was frightening, that angel of light ending up the sky like he could shine as bright as the sun. Did God really say? And he still begins everything that he does by questioning the authority of the word of the one who will not succumb to his schemes. The same cannot be said for Eve, the firstborn of the living, and of the dead offspring that labor beneath the curse that drips from good and evil's leaves. You will not die. And God knows that it's true. But God doesn't want the truth to be made known to you, and as it delighted her eyes, she took of the fruit. And her husband stood by, almost as if to assume that the fault would not fall to the man in the room if he used his pride to hide his cowardice before he took a bite too. Evening, come king's wind calling, where are you? And I wonder what their friend felt like his heart had been broken in two, From the overflow of his soul, he crafted these people that were known and sought to dethrone their lover's rule. Who told you that you were naked? Did you eat of that forbidden fruit? And the enemy still distorts obedience for constriction as opposed to opportunity to worship you. Well, I guess he lives up to his name. Serpent, slithering, vain thief, vein sucking blood from our veins while life and death hang in the balance. And we labor beneath the weight of Satan, sin, death, flesh, and its effects as justly sentenced to us on that day. What of man? And God said, let there be enmity. And God did that devastating melody leave any hope for me? Well, the broken-hearted Trinity joined in harmony to agree to go forth with your plans. Is the expanse between earth and sky as deep and wide as the difference between you and I? And do you long for my heart like I long for your eyes to shine and fill the universal void that's in mine? And if you do still long to call sons to your kingdom, when will you free them? When will you free them? In the beginning God spoke, and the heavens were made. Like I cannot fathom the height nor the depth, let alone the scope or breadth of your love on the day that you wept and sent humanity from your presence. Watching as they went, and we continue to walk away as though we owe no debt. I can see it. Like in the beginning God spoke, so was there no hope left? Do we all lay down and die the way that we made our beds? In the beginning God spoke, so is there no hope left? Well, devil, you will bruise his heel, and he will crush your head. Thank you.